the first of its kind and the most epic journey of weekly goodiness that you can find on this forsaken place called internet. Let me introduce the only video series that focuses on bringing you the best of shooter games, bound to release in the coming week, or maybe the week that this video drops in. It depends on how fast I am. With everything from first person, third person, top down, side scrolling, boomer shooters, adventures, blood, gore, brutal action, and all that is in between, as long as it's got pew pews. And the first video in the series starts off with a freaking bang, so let's go! The name kinda spoils what this game is, right? Can you guess? Yeah, that's right, it's a roguelike, but as any good game in today's day and age has to have, this one does as well. I'm of course talking about twists and turns to make it unique. The first immediate thing to strike us is its black and white top-down visuals. And I mean, yeah, it looks pretty damn good. I quite like it. It makes it feel unique and interesting. But if you ask me, I would have liked a little bit of colorized touch to it, like making the blood pop with red or add in some yellow to the weapon's muzzle flash. Something that pops. It can easily get boring to look at for too long when it's only black and white. Luckily, the game offers a lot more things than to just look at it. You'll be thrown into the Loop, a secret facility built on a Japanese island in the middle of nowhere. Volunteers are forced to enter the eerie rooms of the complex, seemingly without an exit. But what is that massive door in one of the rooms? Is there perhaps a way to escape? To find out, we will have to make progress by playing as one of the volunteers. And if one dies, you start again with a new one and a new one, unlocking new weapons, perks and various upgrades to increase your chances of survival. Now the prologue that drops on the 15th of July will act as a free standalone to the Loop, dropping sometime later this year. Beautiful pixels and colors, slashing, platforming, and of course shooting, all in a beautiful blend that seems to offer quite the unique experience when it comes to the side-scrolling action-adventure type of game. Judging from the demo that the game has, the combat is going to be on the more challenging side of things. It's not a walk in the park by any means, but it doesn't feel unfair. You're still given a good amount of mechanics to tackle what's in front, and with a double jump, dash, dodge, melee weapon, and a guns, I mean, it's more a matter of learning how to use all the things in the best possible way, more than it feels unfair with all these mechanics in the game. It actually manages to feel amazing. It's fluid and satisfying as freaking hell. I love it, and that's not the only thing I love. It's all set in a magnificent steampunk world with an art style that is hard to define. I mean, it looks kinda pixel art, but in a higher resolution than we normally see. Nonetheless, it looks freaking great. It plays great, and it has a pretty boring story to go along with it, acting more as breathers in between, but worry not. Dialogues, they're skippable and for the most part optional. So yeah, you can decide for yourself how much of the story you want to take in. Evil to the motherflippin' evil. It had a demo during Steam Next Fest. The demo, it's gone. But it did give us a pretty bad glimpse into the world of this game. And I say bad glimpse because what was in the demo looked generic and fairly boring, with your standard COD Zombies objectives. That aside though, the gameplay, it felt really good. The guns, they're punchy, and I mean, we play as a freaking vampire that consumes enemies for health and boasts out of this world powers that also feels great to use. And while I haven't played more than the demo yet, the gameplay teasers looks to elevate everything that the demo did wrong, with more interesting enemies, much more cooler looking environments and objectives. Now if that truly is the case, I can't tell you for sure, but it looks like it. And what's even better is that when it drops, you can play the full thing in 4-player co-op or alone. It's completely up to you, but it has that co-op feel design to it when playing alone. So I would really recommend it with friends though. It's marketed as a co-op shooter first and foremost. And I mean honestly, running around with your friends as vampires consuming your enemies? That actually sounds really fun.
Your kind meddled where you shouldn't.
Now this one, I wasn't sure if I was going to cover it or not at first. Is it indie enough? Is it indie at all? Does it have enough shooting, even though it actually has a gun's name in its title? The answer to those questions? I don't freaking know, but here it is. Flintlock, a game that in my opinion looks like a ton of freaking fun actually. It has some gorgeous modern graphics to it, what seems like super interesting fantasy world where gods and men collide in a class of magic, swords and gunpowder. I mean, what is there not to get hooked on here? Now the game plays like a Souls-like, and I'm guessing that's a Souls-like but not as challenging or hard. I hope it is that at least, and it actually looks like it is. The combat, it reminds me more of the hack and slash with easier and faster dodging like in Darksiders than it does in the Souls-like games. But hey, it's a good marketing thing to put Souls in the description of your games, so I get it. Oh, and hey, listen to this from the game's description. Flintlock retains elements of the Souls-like genre and infuses it with rapid mobility, resulting in a dynamic and explosive combat, aka Darksiders-like, if you ask me. Weaving melee, gunpowder, and magic in rhythmic battles where combos chain together to create a deadly dance. Use Norse gunpowder abilities to exploit verticality to your advantage and deal death from above, or quickly recover from danger. Yep, sounds like a ton of fun, looks like a ton of fun. One might think it would be a $60+ game. It's not. It's sitting at 40 buckaroonies with a launch sale at 35. Hey, don't forget to join the Discord, linked in the description down below. It's oh my god, it's such a good place. You don't know what you're missing out if you don't join it. You're free to leave whenever you want to if you don't like it, but trust me, you are going to like that place. So join it today. Now this is without a doubt the darkest and creepiest of the shooters of this week's list, Vorax, a game that no one fully understands exactly what it is, but hey, let's try and figure it out together. Alright, Mr. Vorax, let's see what you have for us here. So, in the gripping world of Vorax, survival takes on a new terrifying dimension. As you step into this open world survival horror game, brace yourself for a journey where every moment is a battle for survival. Every choice, every move, every breath could be your last. Are you ready to face the unknown? I don't know, it still doesn't give me enough. Let's see, let's dig a little deeper into this. We know that it's dark, we know that it's gritty, and here we have all the goodies. Craft, fortify, survive. In the heart of the Mediterranean, a once tranquil island now harbors a chilling secret. Okay, so, scavenge and craft. With limited supplies you must improvise to create tools, weapons and shelter. The art of survival demands ingenuity and resilience. So we need to scavenge, meaning we need to grind, and we need to craft. Seek safe haven. Construct barricades, fences, and traps in a variety of buildings. Your temporary shelter is your fortress against the horrors that lurk in the shadows. So very much like the game The Forest, we need to build our base and we need to fortify our base because it will get attacked by whatever creatures are roaming in this picturesque setting. Unravel the mystery. As you delve deeper, the darker origins of the virus and its grotesque effects on its host emerges. What secrets does this island hide? I don't know, but that's what we're gonna find out when we play the game. Dynamic environment. Explore diverse landscapes, urban sprawls, haunting sewers, enigmatic caves. Each location holds its own danger and mystery. So, we're in a dynamic environment that has caves, aka side quests or quests, and different kind of settings and locations where we're gonna have objectives, much like The Forest. Tactical advantage. Utilize a military-grade tactical helmet with an integrated HUD for a strategic edge. Okay, so we have a HUD in the game. Realistic survival mechanics. Hunt, cook, treat injuries, and manage resources in a world where every decision can mean the difference between life and death. And that's where the game really puts me off. I have a hard time with that. Really hard time with that. The elements against you. A day-night cycle and dynamic weather system add layers of complexity to your survival strategy. Mental and physical endurance. Overcome the psychological toll of isolation and the physical demands of survival. Yeah, okay, we get what this game is. It's an open world survival horror shooter. That's what it is, and it's got all the survival elements. Honestly, I quite like the sound of it. Now, I'm absolutely not for the survival and crafting bits of it. I generally don't like that. But that doesn't mean that I hate it in every single game. If done right and good, it can get you even more immersed, and I'm ready to give it the benefit of not doubting it until I tried it. Vampire Survivors meets Carmageddon and Twisted Metal. Hell to the mother flippin' yeah, I'm down for this. A top-down semi-brain-dead roguelike where you drive around a car in 10-minute long runs to mow down as much as you possibly can, kill bosses to unlock new cars, tweak your existing car with permanent upgrades and power-ups that promises to give an almost endless amount of alternatives to make the runs feel fresh and fun. Not too sure how fresh and fun the upgrades will make the game feel, but its simplicity and core gameplay of mowing down zombies with crazy weapons like flamethrowers, wrecking balls and machine guns, well, it has me hyped like crazy. Could it be the all-time perfect Steam Deck game? Someone with a Steam Deck needs to get this and try it out. Don't forget to let me know down in the comments how fun it is though. I might just buy a Steam Deck if it turns out to work fine. Oh mama, the roguelikes might be taking over the world soon, but hey, here's another one in the form of a fantasy bullet hell space shooter. The selling point of this one is that the game has physics and it wants you to use it a lot. Catch rocks, missiles, or heck whatever and throw it back at your enemies to rip and explode them into pieces. Another thing that I think looks really cool about this one is that at first it looks like you're inside of this rather small bubble and that's where you will be for a full run. You will be fighting off all the enemies in there. But nope, the game actually encourages you to explore, travel from one bubble to another in this pretty dope looking bubble transition. Find hidden secrets and upgrades, fend off new enemy types, etc, etc. All in a standard roguelike, rinse repeat, get stronger and stronger, explore more and more until finally reaching the end goal. All in all, a good and cool looking fresh suit of simulated universe. Ha! This is not a roguelike. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm one of those who actually loves me a good roguelike. When done right, they can be a ton of freaking fun. But we are getting maybe a wee bit too many of them. Yeah, maybe we are, and I do like to make a little bit of fun of that. This, however, is a PvE extraction looter shooter, a top-down shooter with tons of weapons, tons of different shells that alters your character and its abilities, making you hopefully more powerful for each extraction run. Set in a cyberpunk world in the year of 2045. Sounds decent, looks alright, but doesn't really do anything super remarkable to set itself apart. But I have to say that it does look like its looter shooter and inventory system is on point. And hey, now you know that the game exists. Oh, this is actually one of my most hyped games for this week of gaming. Reverend, a true indie shooter in an even more truer old school form. Reverend takes us all the way back to good old Blood. The game is a dark, twisted tale with religious undertones, terrifying creature designs and one hell of a personality. Heavily inspired by Blood, Duke and Rise of the Triad. 3 games that are quite different from one another, or as different as a shooter could be back then, but still amazing in their own right way. Reverend, however, has really caught me with its dark and gritty tone, brutal but very old school sprites, and I mean a double barrel shotgun and dual wielder revolvers? Yeah, say less, I'm already drooling. Now you should definitely join me on Sunday, July the 14th, as I stream this game a day before it actually releases. Let's find out together if my hype for it is justified or not. Thank you a million times for watching all the way to the end. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe if you like what you saw for a ton more like this. And please share your thoughts on this weekly series. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Are you gonna get overfed with games when I do this? Share all your thoughts and opinions down below. I would love to hear them. Slim, over and out.